What's up, guys? It is, Wednesday, April 1st, 2020. April Fool's Day, everyone. How's everyone doing? Hope everyone's doing great, staying healthy. Hopefully everyone is doing what they're supposed to do, washing your hands, staying clean, and all that good stuff and whatnot. Today, I have a special guest with me on the podcast. I have Nicole here. Nicole, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
Not too bad. Welcome on the podcast. The FISTICUFFS podcast. This is your first time on the podcast. Glad to have you here.
Thanks for having me.
Hey, anytime. So how you doing with this whole COVID-19 quarantine stuff?
Quarantine. Well, unfortunately, I'm one of those #essential workers, so I'm not quarantined. Unfortunately, I still go to work every day, so nothing much has really changed. But, yeah, that's pretty much it. Just working every day.
Where do you work at again?
I work at the hospital.
Ah, shit. I already knew that, guys. I already knew that. This is my girlfriend, by the way. She's a guest, but not really. She's more of like a co-host.
Who only shows up every once in a while.
Exactly. Who only shows up every once in a while. How's everything at the hospital?
Crazy. I mean, it's just spreading like wildfire, and it's not getting better anytime soon, that's for sure. They say our peak is supposed to be like 7 to 14 days before we hit our worst point.
Really?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yep.
And there's a lot of patients there that has it?
Yep.
That's
what I'm hearing. I don't really know like exact numbers. I'm not really sharing that, but I know it's pretty bad. So.
That's rough.
Yeah.
That's rough. Any coworkers?
No, not that I know of. I mean, I know a lot of employees are out sick, but I don't know anyone specifically that I know of that actually had it.
Damn, that's crazy, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, work kind of for me has been whatever. Just dealing with a lot of stupid calls, but nothing crazy. Yeah, I mean, there's really nothing to really do, Quarantine life. For me personally, I kind of I eat, I work out.
Your life really has not changed.
No, I mean, honestly, I would honestly say that I haven't really been affected that much. I was just, on my last podcast with my other co-host, my buddy Anthony. We talk about wrestling on that podcast on those days. We're talking about the same thing and how it really affects us, and he agreed. It really doesn't affect us all that much. We kind of were just we do the same thing that we would have done even if we weren't quarantined. I come home at 8 a.m. I go to bed. I wake up, work out, eat, watch TV, chill.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing that's really changed for me was I've saved money. I'm not spending as much money. I'm not going out to eat every night. I'm not going shopping. I'm not, and everyone's like, oh, well, online shopping. I really don't have time. My days are so busy and crazy and stressful that I just come home and I shower, I eat dinner, and then I go to bed. So I really haven't had much time to do anything, so I'm really not complaining. Yeah, I mean,
people have been saying that. I see a lot of things on Facebook of those picture memes, I guess, where it'd be oh yeah, this quarantine has really showed me that I actually like to eat food and spend money or whatever the hell they would say. Yeah. And I kind of can relate to that, but at the same time, not really, but I can understand how a lot of what you do is based off of spending money and eating out and whatnot,
Yeah. I mean, luckily, thankfully the weather is nicer. Obviously it's not at our best yet, but it's definitely nicer, so it's nice to get outside every day after work, and it gets dark at 7 o'clock, so you have more time to go for a walk, and especially with the dog, any chance that I have to go walk with the dog, I like to do, so it's nice to be able to go out with him and go hiking and do all that kind of stuff, so that's exciting.
Yeah, that's because you get to go to the park and just kind of do whatever and actually enjoy yourself. I mean, which it's been nice to actually just go out and be able to not. I mean, I guess we're not supposed to be going out, but I mean, honestly, staying inside all day is kind of rough, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So like if you can go outside, even if it's like outside, if you have a house or whatever, you go to your yard and kind of just do whatever, hang out with the dog, play around.
Well, now this is the thing. This is where people go wrong, and this is why we're still spreading, and the numbers are still getting bad. Because you go to the rail trail or the park or the walkway, and you see hundreds of people there. Like I saw a picture the other day that someone posted of Breakneck. And there was like 1,500 cars there. Like hundreds of... that was a little over-exaggerating. But there was
1,500, by the way.
There was got to be at least 100 cars there. And it's like these people are defeating the purpose. And then you see everyone posting pictures of like group chats and like or group photos of everyone on top of the mountain and hugging. Like that's defeating the purpose. Like, yes, let's go outside and like let's get active and let's stay, you know, active and stuff. But don't be hanging out with a bunch of people. And when you are out, like, if you're sick, don't go out at all. And if you're out, like, stay far away from people. Like, you know, and people are missing the point. Like, the other day we went to the rail trail. Remember how many people are there? You couldn't even see straight down the rail trail because there were so many people on the rail trail. Mm-hmm. Like, people are not understanding. And I get it. People are bored and they have nothing else to do. So they want to, you know, go out. But go somewhere else then. Well, and I will be one of those people tomorrow because we're going to go hiking. And I'm sure there'll be a lot of people there. But
I feel like it's just one of those things. One of those things too is like if you're not showing any symptoms or whatever, or like I don't know.
That's where you go wrong. You could have it right now, and you don't show symptoms for like 14 to 21 days or whatever it is. So when you finally show symptoms, for that whole 21 days that you weren't showing symptoms, you were a carrier and you spread it.
Yeah.
That's the issue with this virus. That's why they cut everything. That's why they closed everything.
I don't know. It's crazy. I mean, like, listen. I mean, people still go like hiking and whatnot. Like, they still do stuff. I mean, it's hard to just be like, yeah, you got to be quarantined. You got to stay in your house all day. Especially now they extended it to April 30th. I'm telling you right now, man. If it extends beyond that, I would honestly say that people are gonna have a problem with it.
Yeah.
They're not gonna stand being quarantined inside their house longer than they have to be. You know what I mean? So they said like April 11th or April 12th, and now it's April 30th. You know, so it's like at this point it's kind of like, well, what the fuck, you know? So come April 30th, they're like, oh yeah, we're gonna go even deeper. So
they're saying to like at least June for sure.
I honestly think that's where you're gonna incur a lot more problems in society.
Malls aren't open, like people aren't making money, like it's scary. I mean, honestly, we've also never seen anything like this, so I think I don't know.
It's well, I mean, yeah, exactly. Like we haven't, you know, at least in our time. So something like this is obviously different and not the usual, but at the same time, I feel like problems are going to occur, 100%. You know, if you're telling us that we have to be in our house longer than April 30th, even deeper into May, possibly even June, I'm telling you right now, people are not going to fly with that. At least that's what I think.
When people stop going out and not listening to this whole quarantine thing, then we won't have to be quarantined.
Well, I mean, quicker. I mean, yeah, but still. But then it's like
for my job though, because I always say like, oh my god, I don't want to work. Oh my goodness, I don't want to work. Honestly, the weekends go so slow that I could not imagine not working. Like this weekend, I was bored out of my mind. I feel like the weekend was like a week long because there was nothing to do. And you know me, I do not like to just sit around and do nothing.
Yeah.
Like I have to be doing something, and it was raining, there was nothing to do, and I was bored out of my mind. So I'm very grateful to have, you know, the job that I have.
Well, I mean, yeah, you gotta feel bad for the people who are...
For sure, I do. I mean, I'm a waitress.
Non-essentials.
Forever, so it's like I feel for all my you know, restaurant people, my sister especially, you know, people that aren't making money. You know, it's hard, even, you know, just anyone. I know I couldn't imagine. I really couldn't, because you don't have backup. I mean, no one can really prepare for what, you know, is going on right now, no matter how much money you have saved. You know, when you're a waitress, you're used to that money coming in every single day.
Well, of course.
And now they have nothing. So I definitely feel for everyone.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely puts it into perspective. Like, you know, obviously you don't expect these kind of things to happen. and you obviously don't think about that like at the time, because like there's so many different jobs out there, obviously union based and not union based and whatever the case may be, but it's like there's jobs out there where shit like this happens and people are like right away out of a job, you know, which is kind of like scary to think about, because to us or to those people, that's like their career, man. Like that's what they do as a living. That's their profession. That's their income. That's what puts the food on the plate for their families. And it's kind of scary because it's like, wow, these people don't work anymore. So it's like, what happens, you know? So it's not expected, you know, which I'm not saying everyone needs to go out there and find a job that would be considered essential. You know what I mean? It is what it is. But it's just wild that if something like this happens now, like again, or in the future or whatever, or what have you, that you're talking about another round of people losing their jobs. Yeah. You know, or being laid off, or whatever the case might be. Like, who knows? I mean, I doubt they're not fired; they're just not working.
Yeah, and I'm curious if this whole package that we're supposed to get, like that $2 trillion package that they signed, like the COVID package of money. Like,
yeah, what was that about?
I don't know. Like I heard something. I don't know. I don't remember what it was called. The relief.
What was it, like for like a vaccine?
No, it was a package of everyone that's getting money.
Oh, like the $1,200 thing? Oh, that we're talking about? Oh, okay. Yeah, I was supposedly they were going to be sending that within like the next 2 weeks, right?
Corona.
What does it say?
Oh, stimulus package. That's what it says.
Stimulus package? Mm-hmm. What does it say?
Stimulus package, unemployment, and coronavirus ban. The $2 trillion relief bill will send money directly to Americans, greatly expand unemployment coverage, and make a number of other changes. $2 trillion. Can you imagine?
Does it say how much? Or not how much? I mean, does it?
Most people will get $1,200, although some would get less. For every qualifying child under 16, the payment will be an additional $500. How many payments will be there? Just one. Future bills could order up additional payments, though. How do I know if I get a full amount? It depends on your income. Single adults with Social Security numbers who have adjusted gross income of $75,000 or less will get the full amount. Married couples with no children earning $150,000 or less will receive a total of $24,000. And taxpayers filing a head household will get a full payment if they earn $112,000 or less. And
does it say when it's going to come in?
You can get views of independent.
But yeah, this COVID shit, man, it's crazy. This stuff is wild. I mean, it's just like I said, its peak hasn't even happened yet. I would say its peak is gonna come within the next couple weeks. But another thing too, though.
April 17th, they're saying.
April 17th?
Yeah, around there.
Well, so I was just to add on to that too. Like I was just gonna say that a big thing about this whole coronavirus thing is like, I feel like these so-called quote-unquote, and yeah, I am doing the quote-unquote signs with my fingers, experts were saying like crazy amount of deaths that we were supposed to have, but it's been completely less than that. And I think what was it, HDM1? Is that what it was called? I forget. Is that what it was called, HDM1?
I don't know what that is.
Look it up. I think it was like something that happened like a couple years ago that killed like a shit ton more people than the corona did.
HDMI is a cable.
No, HDM1.
Never heard of that.
Or what the hell?
HDM1 is a.
What the fuck was? Damn, what the hell was the What was the shit called, man?
I don't know.
Well, can you look it up?
The flu?
I don't know. Can you look it up?
What do you want me to look up?
I don't remember what it was called.
Like it's like a virus? HDM1 virus?
I think so. I don't remember.
HDMI1 virus?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm an idiot right now.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about, to be honest.
Guys, help me out in the comments, please. Please tell me what the hell I'm trying to say. There was something that was crazy that was like a flu or a virus that happened a few years ago. They gave it a fancy ass name, and it killed like 250,000 people, 500,000 people, or some shit like that. I can't fucking remember the goddamn name for the life of me. But anyways, that disease or whatever the hell you want to call it killed more people than what the coronavirus is doing, you know? So, I mean, for me, I'm a big stats guy. I'm a stats guy. At the end of the day, I'm a stats guy. I want to see the stats. Give me statistics, you know? I don't give a shit about what these
Every time you type something in to look, it just coronavirus pops up right now.
I don't care what the so-called experts say. Just show me the statistics, and the stats will say it all. That's, in my opinion, that's what I'm about. I'm all about the stats. But yeah. So I would say the next couple weeks, 2 weeks, this whole COVID-19 is gonna be at its peak, and then we're gonna see what's gonna happen after that. I'm assuming it's going to probably be like a plateau, or it's just going to start going down. But hopefully everything kind of goes back to normal. June, July, at least. We'll see what happens with that. I'm not too sure. But yeah, man. Frick, I can't.
So I just saw something. 2.5 million guns sold in March.
It's a lot of guns.
How crazy is that? Highest sales volume record in history.
How much was it?
2.5 million.
Is that in the United States?
It just says it's on the NRA Instagram.
Oh, H1N1. That's what it is. So it is the swine flu.
Oh, my friend had the swine flu.
H1N1. Sorry, guys. I literally just drew a blank that whole time. I apologize. But yeah, apparently that killed more people than the coronavirus did, so I don't know. But like I said, I'm a stats guy. Show me the stats. Show me what's, statistically speaking, what's happening, how it's really affecting us versus what the opinionated quote-unquote experts are saying. And then we'll see from there, you know. I think it's this thing is definitely... I mean, look, it is what it is. The COVID-19, it is what it is. Obviously, it's bad, whatever. But I think it definitely got played out to be something a lot worse than what it really has shown, again, statistically. I'm not saying what these experts are saying. I'm saying you show me the stats compared to all these other crazy things that we had, like the swine flu and all that stuff.
I'll show you the stats. The stats, we're already at like 500-something thousand cases in the United States.
Yeah, but I'm talking about like death tolls. That's what I'm talking about.
Well, you don't want that.
Well, again.
But that doesn't mean it's not bad.
So look up the stats on what I just said. Look up the H1N1 death toll.
There's 921,000 cases of coronavirus
right
now. 47,192 deaths and 193,000 recoveries.
And that's not in the United States. So that's in the country.
95, yeah.
That's in the world. I mean,
of the population are in mild condition, and only 5% are in serious and critical.
Okay, so look up the other thing I just told you, and look at the death toll on that.
Interesting to look at.
Again, stats. Stats is the way to go. Tell me what the stats say. Because that's all that matters. But that's what I'm thinking. Anyways. It's going to peak 2 weeks. But like I said, I think the whole COVID-19 has been... I'm not downplaying it. I just think that the media has really put in their 2 cents and really have influenced us to act crazy about it.
60.8 million cases of swine flu. See, I know the difference between what they're saying about this, though, is that our cases are so dramatic, like more dramatic than all the other cases, but only in a month's time. Like, all of these other cases, like the flu and like swine flu and all that stuff, are like the year. are the entire year. So far, our numbers are doubling them, and it's only been 3 weeks. So that's where their fear comes.
I don't know.
That's where their fear comes in.
But I read an article where they even said that what the experts estimated was a lot higher than what it actually is.
And we're
the numbers were a lot lower than what they were saying, though.
Yeah, but we're also out of everything. We're running out of masks. There's no more wipes at the hospital. Like, everything is running out.
Again, I'm not denying that. What I'm saying, I'm just saying, statistically speaking, how it's affecting us. That's all I'm saying. Yeah. I'm just saying that the media portrayed this to be like a 500,000 freaking death toll, and we're not even close to that. So that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Thank goodness, though.
But yeah, it's crazy. Quarantine life. Wash your hands, sanitize them.
Just like you should every other day when there's not a global pandemic going on.
Yeah, I'll tell you what though. When I'm at work, like right away, I clock in, I change into my uniform, and I get the freaking the disinfectant wipes, and I start wiping the freaking radio, the taser, the cameras, everything, the keys. I start wiping down everything, and then I get into the car and I start wiping down the car. I definitely been a lot, I would say, more anal about having perfect hygiene than maintaining a cleansed environment for myself, so especially at work, than I did in the past.
Yeah,
so
I definitely caught myself too. I mean, I work at the hospital, so I'm used to, hygiene and, proper hygiene and washing your hands and all that stuff. And I've definitely been even more OCD and a germaphobe since all of this. Like, it's actually really bad. But I guess it's better to be safe than sorry.
I kind of wondered, like, how this is, so when this is all over, how much of what we're doing now
will stop.
Are we going to keep going with forward?
You know what, too, I've noticed, like, the community everyone is so much nicer. Like, you see how much, like, people have come together and companies are doing donations and, like, everyone is just so, like, this reminds me of, like, weeks after 9/11.
Oh, yeah.
I'll never forget weeks after 9/11. Like, everyone was so nice. Like, little things, like holding the door for you, saying hello when you're walking by, saying good morning, like just little things like that. Like, people come together. And you see it now when things happen like this. Like, when people leave each other, it's like, oh, stay safe. Like, be well. Like, people are just so different.
Yeah, for now, until it starts getting crazy. You're only nice for so long until things like breaking into your homes happen, more crimes happen, more looting happens. Things that, and then again, that's all just stems because of supply and demand, Yeah. It's really comes down to survival of the fittest, especially depending on how long this thing actually takes. Cannot be a sheep out there amongst wolves. So at the end of the day, it's fight or flight. If obviously gets to that point, but I do agree with you. We have been coming together as a community and doing the right things, doing right by our local businesses, and trying to help them out, especially for us, for people who are still not working, they're trying their best to help out local community, their local businesses and things like that. So it's good that we are keeping together, but if this kind of thing continues on, especially at a quarantine style level, there's going to be a lot of disdain in society, and there's going to be a lot of serious issues arising, at least in my opinion. But I think a lot needs to happen, and for that to happen, something that dramatic and crazy. But it's better to not be a fool and pretend like it won't happen versus just seeing if it does happen or not. It's better just to have the mindset that I gotta prepare if this does happen.
They're saying White House projects 100,000 to 240,000 deaths in the United States.
Yeah, see that? No, so that number is less than that, a lot less than that.
And this is where the issue is: 72,000 new cases in the last 24 hours.
Like I said,
that's terrible.
But like I said earlier,
you can't research this stuff anymore.
Like I said earlier, this is the virus is gonna peak
Yes, but
And
instead of 14 days, we're already double.
2 weeks. Well, that's what I'm saying. You're gonna show. I'm agreeing with you. In 2 weeks, you're gonna show. It's gonna show a huge spike.
That's crazy.
That's what I'm saying. After that huge spike, it's gonna be plateaued, and then start decreasing. Especially once we get into the much warmer months. But I don't know. COVID-19, it's crazy. But anyways, did you see the news out of Mexico that 16-year-old kid, that wrestler?
No, I didn't. What was it?
So there was a kidnapping that happened, or that a 22-year-old dude who was trying to kidnap these girls, and the mom was there, and like people, they had bystanders trying to help, and the mom and the kids like run into this local business. This guy follows them, and this other guy tries to get involved, but he gets punched in the face a couple times, and then he runs out of the business. And I guess the 16-year-old kid was like across the street or something at a local gas station, and like saw the commotion and everything, and then like drove by, and he got involved, and he wrestled the guy to the ground, had him pinned down, waited for the cops to come. It was crazy, man. It was like a local hero. It was wild. You should have seen it. Read the article when you get a chance. It was pretty neat, man. And like he like had just won like the state championship for his high school wrestling team or something like that, like days prior.
Oh, that's cool.
But yeah, they pinned him out to be like a local hero. After like the cops showed up and put the guy under arrest, like you see like the kid, the wrestler, like the 16-year-old, you see him get up and like the mother like hug him.
That's sad. That's crazy.
Yeah.
You can't go anywhere these days without being scared.
Yeah, it's wild for sure, man. It is absolutely wild. It's crazy stuff, man. Crazy stuff. But yeah, it's good to know that, like, I mean, think about how brave he has to be. You're talking about a 16-year-old kid getting involved in something like that. You know what I mean? Warrior right there. Absolute warrior. Apparently, he got praise from Dana White, the UFC president.
That's crazy.
Dana White, like, posted something on his Instagram, like, telling the kid, like, after all this is crazy, like, after all this nonsense with COVID-19, to, like, hit him up. But,
Fight in Madison Square Garden.
Yeah, we'll see.
Imagine.
Hey, you never know. Once the kid goes to college, and hopefully he continues wrestling in college, and then if he decides to get into MMA, you never know. You never know. It only takes one event to change your life. You know. So for him, this was his event. Now his life has forever changed. You know, he's known as a local hero. You have guys talking about him on the news, on social media, so it's a big deal, man. And like I said, kid's a warrior, man. Very brave, very, very, very brave kid for doing what he did.
Yeah.
You know? Like, it takes guts, man. You don't know what's going on. You don't know the situation. You don't know if that guy has a knife. You don't know if he has a gun, you know? To like, double leg takedown, slam him to the ground, keep him pinned down. I mean, it's impressive, man. It's impressive. You know what I mean? It's very good stuff. Very, very good stuff. What else we got? Speaking of Dana White, UFC. We have John. Oh yeah, John Jones, Mr. Jones. What did Johnny Jones, Bone Jones? The other night. Well, when did this happen? When did this say? What does it say on the thing on the articles? I think it happened on Monday. What does it say? It's Wednesday, right?
So
I think Sunday morning.
Pled guilty.
I think this happened Sunday morning. He was in Mexico. He lives in Mexico, but he got arrested for DUI or DWI.
DWI.
He got arrested for DWI. He also got arrested for possession of a firearm. Apparently, there were shell casings in the vehicle, suggesting that he might have dis discharged the firearm. Did you hear what he said? Check this out. So he tells the cop that like he left his house because he wanted to talk to homeless people because he felt bad at like 4 a.m. But he was also like obviously intoxicated.
So now is he like kicked out of UFC?
So here's the thing. No, what happened with everything that happened is definitely not gonna affect him at all. He's still gonna be the champ. He's still gonna be in the UFC. I mean, you said he had a plea deal, right? What was the plea deal? Just like a $500 like charge and like 90 days of like basically rehab or some shit like that.
Yep.
So there you go. You know what I mean? And he's like a 3-time offender, at least for alcohol. And the fact that he had a gun in the vehicle and that and there was a discharge, it's just one of those things where it's like, all right, but I don't know. And apparently, check this out. Apparently, the same cop who arrested him 3 times prior on different occasions pulled him over again.
Probably targeting him.
Probably. I think so. I mean, I don't know. Obviously, I can't say I think so. I mean, I really don't know. But if you're talking about 4 situations where the same cop has pulled you over, or you've dealt with the same cop 4 times.
Definitely sounds like.
I mean, sounds interesting. That's for sure. So I mean, I don't know if it's targeting. I don't know if this cop has like a personal vendetta against John. I don't know. Yeah, but the whole thing is definitely unfortunate for sure. It's one of those things where it's like you feel bad for. I mean, you could say you feel bad for him. Obviously, there's some type of mental problem going on. I don't know what it might be. I know that I was listening to a Below the Belt podcast with Brendan Schaub. I think Brendan Schaub was saying something along the lines of it's just like John Bones being like John Jones, and like the sooner that we like understand that, the better. I mean, I get it. I get what he's saying. Brendan, if you end up listening to this podcast, what's up, man? You're the man. I look up to you. Everyone, watch Below the Belt podcast, the Fighter and the Kid podcast, and the King and the Sting podcast. Fucking hilarious. Fucking great podcasts. Brendan Schaub shout you out. Guys, if you're listening, again, Below the Belt, the Fighter and the Kid, and King and the Sting podcasts. Excellent podcasts to listen to. They're all great. Anyways, so yeah, I mean, I don't know if I agree with him. I mean, it comes to a point where enough, like, it's enough. Enough is enough, you know? Like, get a hold of your life, you know what I mean? Like, you're a fucking 35-year-old man or however old you are. Like, you ain't a kid anymore, you know? Like, at some point, it becomes enough with the police contact. You know, stop. If you're gonna fucking drink in the house. You know what I mean? Shit like that. Just cut the shit with the police contact. You know, stop ruining your reputation for nonsense, you know? But again, we don't know what's going on in his personal life, obviously. He might have personal issues. Obviously, you would probably suggest that he might have personal issues.
Yeah, probably.
But
you never know.
You never know. You know what I mean? You just never know with these kind of things. But at some point, it's like, all right, get a hold of your life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like, and you know better than most in that kind of situation about that kind of thing too. So, I feel like at some point it's like, come on, dude, what are you doing?
Yeah.
You know, but I don't know. You feel bad for him. Hopefully he learns from this. Hopefully he gets better. Hopefully, and I think he like made a statement out today too when he made that plea deal. Does it say what he said?
No, I couldn't find
I think it's something along the lines of like him like saying sorry and like letting his family down and whatnot. It's like, all right, how many times do you keep saying you're letting your family down? You know what I mean? Like at some time or at some point, it's like, all right, take control of your actions and do something. You know what I mean? Stop letting your family down. And not for nothing, when you're an athlete in any sport, it can be combat sports or regular sports, baseball, football, hockey, basketball, whatever, MMA, boxing, when you're an athlete and you're a prized fighter athlete, probably one of the best pound for pound fighters, you should 100% lead by example.
Yeah,
be a role model.
Yeah.
You know, how many people look up to like guys like Michael Jordan? How many people look up to guys like Derek Jeter? How many guys look up to people like Muhammad Ali? You know, or I'm not gonna say Mike Tyson, but other fighters. You know, Floyd Mayweather, Canelo Alvarez. You have a lot of the, especially like certain athletes, certain like LeBron James. You have like even like Kobe Bryant now. Still, people look up to him because they want to reflect on and kind of be like him. You know. So you look at a guy like John Jones, who's probably the number one pound for pound fighter in the world. It's like you're gonna obviously want people to look up to him. You know, kids are gonna look up to you. So what are you really showing by like getting arrested for this kind of shit? You know what I mean? So it's like, yeah, I don't know. It's crazy.
Well, people follow in their footsteps thinking that's okay. Like, oh, he did it. You know, why can't I?
Exactly.
He's famous. Why can't I? Like, that's the right thing to do. I want to be cool like him.
Exactly. So, I don't know. He needs to get his shit together. Hopefully, obviously, he needs to better himself, 100%. He's definitely going to, guys, and don't get me wrong, he's definitely going to fight again. He's probably more than likely going to fight again this year. He's not going to get stripped of his title. He's not going to get suspended. Nothing like that. So, it's just a matter of him on a personal level where he needs to better himself. And the whole John Jones being John Jones is just, in my opinion, bullshit. At some point, you got to take control of your actions. Otherwise,
also, I think at some point he needs to be held accountable for what he's doing too.
Exactly. Otherwise, everyone could just say that, well, Rocky's just being Rocky and I'm doing whatever the fuck I want when I want. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, that's not how the world goes. You know, it's not. The world doesn't revolve around us, me. You know. So, like he said it best. You got to be held accountable for this kind of stuff. So, I don't know. Hopefully, he gets better. Hopefully, he gets his shit taken care of, gets his shit together, and obviously, I wish him the best. Like, I don't hate the guy. I don't dislike the guy. Like, I feel bad. You know, I feel bad that this is happening to him. You know what I mean? It sucks. It does. But again, at some point, you gotta take control of your life. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And you gotta be a positive influence on your wife, because I know he has wife and kids, and on his kids. You know what I mean? Like the kids, I feel bad for the kids. You know, imagine being his kids.
They have to see their dad.
To see their dad like that on multiple occasions, you know, it's rough, man. And obviously his wife, like that's just rough, man. No one wants to see that. No family member wants to see that. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So it's unfortunate. It's rough, but hopefully he gets himself better. We'll see what happens. But like I said, he's definitely fighting in the UFC. He's not getting suspended. He's not getting stripped. Nothing like that. So don't worry about that kind of stuff, guys. He's still going to be good to go. What else we got? Oh, you closed the laptop?
Yep.
UFC 249. UFC 249. Ladies and gentlemen, UFC 249, as far as we know today, did it say anything? No? Cool. All right. I don't think as far as this...
it probably isn't going to happen because we're locked down until April 30th.
Yeah, that doesn't matter. I don't think...
It doesn't matter that we're locked down. They'll still do it?
Yeah, that doesn't matter.
Why? How?
It's hard to say, but that doesn't matter. As far as I know, it's still happening. However, Khabib came out today stating on Instagram that he is quarantine lockdown in Russia. Therefore, he said that he was basically pulling out of the fight. So now they're trying to scramble, or Dana White is trying his goddamn best to make this fight happen. God bless him. I obviously get why it's all about business and money, but you're talking about a mega fight between Ferguson and Khabib. What the hell are you doing? Just postpone that bitch until July or maybe even June and wait for everything to go back to normal and have that fight. Now you have a fight that's been booked 5 times, and fell through every single time. Every single time. You're talking about one of the biggest fights in UFC lightweight history, Ferguson and Khabib, and 5 times on 5 separate occasions, the fight fell through.
Probably not meant to be.
And this is the fight. This is the 5th time this fight coming up, and it's crazy. I mean, you got a lot of people saying it's cursed and whatnot and all that other bullshit. But I mean, listen, you had the fight available for July, okay, or June, whatever. Wait for that. That fight is a mega fight. It is the fight to make. It's a huge fight. It's a box office draw. You know what I mean? It's a pay-per-view draw. Wait until this shit blows over and then bring him out. You know? But here's the thing. What if something happens then? So it's just, I don't know. It's a lose-lose, not really a lose-win. Because anything could happen even in July, God forbid. And one of the fighters gets hurt or some shit like that. Yeah. So you really don't know. It is what it is. You don't know. But on my personal opinion, fucking wait until fucking July to do it. But so they're trying to find a replacement fighter. Talks have been Justin Gaethje. I love that fight stylistically. I think that fight is fucking great. I think you have a wrestler in Gaethje and Ferguson who's kind of well-rounded, but at the same time kind of just, I don't want to say not weak, and he doesn't have any kind of, I don't want to say his weak points in his game, but I would definitely say that he could get taken down to the ground easily, for sure. Kevin Lee did it when Kevin Lee and Ferguson fought. So I know. So obviously Ferguson can get taken down. It's just a matter of if Gaethje takes down Ferguson, can Ferguson compete with his back on the ground? And he has done that before. He does not mind fighting on the ground. He will land elbows. He will land punches. He will look for submissions. It don't matter. He will fight on the ground, and he'll do what he needs to do to win. So, stylistically, I love the matchup. I think Ferguson-Gaethje is a big matchup. It's not the matchup, obviously, because Ferguson and Khabib is the matchup to make. But if Dana White is trying to make UFC 249 happen on April 18th, Ferguson-Gaethje would be the fight to make, you know? I would definitely think that you have to change the card, though. You have to add a big co-main event and probably at least 2 or 3 more big name fighters on the fight card to even make it anywhere as appealing as it should be. Sure, should have been if you had Khabib and Ferguson in there. So I think, in my opinion, the Ferguson Khabib fight should happen, but in July. The Ferguson Gaethje fight, that's a good fight stylistically. I like that fight. I'm not opposed to that fight, but if Gaethje wins and Gaethje beats Ferguson, it changes everything. That fight's gonna be a fucking bloodbath, man. It's gonna be a bad fight, and by bad I mean in a good way. Just these two guys going at it, going to war. So I mean, if Gaethje wins, say goodbye to Ferguson Khabib. That fight ain't happening. Ferguson Khabib ain't happening. It's just not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. Because it's going to be, if Gaethje wins, Gaethje's going to be the interim UFC lightweight champion. And then when this whole shit blows over, Gaethje's going to fight Khabib. And then stylistically, you have 2 wrestlers going up against each other. And I think that fight's exciting too. Not the fight to see, not Ferguson Khabib, but it's going to be an exciting fight to watch. 100%. You know, I think stylistically, you have two hardcore wrestlers who are going to do their best, you know, to obviously take the other one down and stay on top, grind and pounds, and control the fight, you know. I I would like to see that fight too. But like I said, if Ferguson loses his bout, say goodbye to Ferguson Khabib. That fight will never happen. Well, I'm not gonna say never, but the chances of that fight happening are gonna be slim to none. Because what's the point? Because then you got to throw Conor McGregor in the mix too, see what he wants to do. Because I'm sure he wants to fight Khabib again. Because that's a fight that has to happen. There's no way you don't have a Khabib McGregor 2 fight. It's just not gonna happen. You have to have that fight. It's a money fight. Those guys are gonna get paid. You know what I mean? So it's just a fight that will definitely happen. But I don't know. Again, we'll see what happens. I know. So as far as the facts right now, Khabib is out. The fight was supposed to the card was supposed to take place on an outside venue, outside the States. They were talking about Abu Dhabi, I think, or Dubai. But now they're talking about in the States. Where in the States, they're probably thinking about the Apex Stadium in Las Vegas. However, there's no commission, so it might not even be a sanctioned fight. I don't know what they're going to do. I have no idea how it's going to happen or where it's going to happen. But it looks like it's going to happen in the States. It looks like it's going to be Ferguson Gaethje. It's not confirmed, but that's what we're eyeing towards. But as of right now, UFC 249 looks to still be going on. It's just a matter of who's fighting and where. So we'll see what happens. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of updates come in the coming days and weeks, because now that we're in April, we have 17 days until this thing goes down. So we'll see what happens. But if it's Ferguson and Gaethje, again, it's not the mega fight in the world, but it is a solid fight. Stylistically, that's a solid matchup between those two. So we'll see what happens. But that's about it. Anything else we got?
No, I think that's it. I think we covered it all.
All right, guys, you heard the woman. That is it. If there's anything I left out, please comment. Let me know. Let's discuss some topics. I'm a big fan of interacting with fans, so we could definitely interact and talk. And if you guys have an opinion, give me your opinion on what you guys think should happen. Should Ferguson Khabib happen in July? Should the UFC wait? Should they postpone? Should they not postpone? Who should Ferguson fight? Should it be Gaethje? Let me know. All right, guys, let me know. Let's talk about it, okay? That's it. Thank you guys for listening. I 100% appreciate you guys. Go on my YouTube, FISTICUFFS Podcast. Like, comment, subscribe. I'll greatly appreciate it. Thank you guys. Hopefully you guys support me. Follow me on Instagram, FISTICUFFS Podcast on Instagram. Again, thank you guys so much. I appreciate you guys listening to me. Appreciate your time. Stay safe, stay healthy, and stay clean. All right, guys, take care.